lioness, greeted Unanana. Might you be able to help me? You see, I am looking for an enormous one-tusked elephant. I must find him, for he has eaten my children. Oh, said the lioness. Indeed, Unanana, I have met your children, and they are beautiful, beautiful indeed. And I know where to find this scoundrel. Unanana, you must go. You must go and keep on going. Do not stray from the road. You must go until you reach the land of tall trees and white stones. There you will find the rascal. But might I offer you one piece of advice? Unanana, when you reach him, do not take no for an answer. And so Unanana thanked the good mother lion, and off they went. Unanana walked. She walked and walked and walked. The way was long. Her legs were weary and her heart was heavy. Along the way she sang a song to keep herself company and to distance herself from despair. Beautiful children, you are not alone. I will bring you food. I will bring you home. Beautiful children, you are not alone. I will bring you food. I will bring you home. Unanana walked. She walked and walked and walked, all the while carrying the cooking pot of sweet creamy porridge on her head and the sharp, sharp knife in her hand. It seemed to Unanana that every tree she saw was not tall. It seemed to Unanana that every stone she saw was not white. It seemed to Unanana that she would never, ever find the enormous one-tusked elephant or her beautiful children. Almost Unanana gave up. Almost Unanana turned back. But she did not give up. And she did not turn back. Unanana walked. She walked and walked and walked until one day, in the distance, she spied a tree, tall, taller than the rest, reaching up high into the sky like a flagpole, like a sentinel, like a signpost saying, "Here I am, Unanana." And she looked at the ground, and she saw it was covered in white stones, like gems, like jewels glittering in the sun, like eggs waiting for something to hatch. And Unanana looked over, and she saw him, the enormous one-tusked-elephant. Unanana marched straight up to him. She was afraid, but she did not hesitate. She marched straight up to the elephant, and she demanded, "Are you the elephant who ate my beautiful children?" But this elephant was a scoundrel. And he answered her, "No, woman, it was not I. It must have been some other enormous one-tusked elephant." He went further down the road and around the corner. You may follow him, or you may go home and give up. I care not. Now I would like to ask you all a question here. Do you believe this elephant? Good. Neither did Unanana. And she marched back up to him a second time and she demanded, "Are you the elephant who ate my beautiful children?" And for a second time, the liar answered, "No, it was not I, woman. It was some other elephant. He's further down the road and around the corner. You may follow him or give up and go home, because I am not the elephant that you are looking for." And at this point, Unanana remembered the advice of the mother lion, who told her, "Do not take no for an answer." And so, for a third time, Unanana marched up to the enormous one-tusked elephant and she demanded, "Are you the elephant who ate my beautiful children?" And without a further word, he grabbed Unanana around the waist and he swallowed her whole. And at this point, as the elephant is getting into place, I would like to reassure everybody who might be frightened that this part is about to come to a close, and the true heroes prevail. What just happened here? Okay, so first the babies got swallowed and now the mama? From bad to worse this story goes. Why are you showing it to me? I know! But you see, sometimes things can take a turn. And indeed, Unanana was swallowed whole by the enormous one-tusked elephant. And down his slimy long gullet she fell, down and down and down, until she was in the very belly of the beast. Belly of the beast. She's in the belly of the beast. Which perhaps had been her plan all along. And when Unanana reached the belly of the elephant, she looked around and noticed that it was huge. And it was filled with hundreds and hundreds of other people. While they were lying in piles, despairing, hardly moving, not making a sound. And there were animals. There were goats and pigs and cows and chickens and probably a bunny rabbit. In fact, the belly of the beast was very full. So full, and yet so quiet, that the only sound that could be heard was the occasional mournful cries. That was very mournful. But Unanana was excited because she knew if there were this many people, she would certainly find her children again. And so she began to search for them and call their names. "Children," she called. "Help me call them. Children, children, where are you? It is I, Unanana," she called. "Children." And then she spied them. They were holding hands together in a corner. And they saw her. And she saw them. And they ran towards each other. And their reunion. Such rejoicing. And when Unanana found her children again, she asked them the most important question that any mother can ask her child. And that is, "Are you hungry?" And they answered, "Yes, Mama. You see, we have not been nourished for many, many moons." And so Unanana took off of her head the cooking pot of sweet creamy porridge that she had brought for so many miles. And she fed her children the nourishing porridge. And it fed their bodies, and it fed their souls. And the aroma of the food, the aroma of Unanana's cooking filled the entire belly of the beast. And the smell started to wake a hunger in all the other people who were lying in the corners of his tummy. And they began to follow the aroma and feel life return to their limbs again. And they crowded around Unanana and her children because they too were so hungry. And such was the magic, such was the strength, such was the power of Unanana, that there was plenty for everybody, and more besides. Well, meanwhile, back out in the outside world, the enormous One-Tusked-Elephant was not feeling too good. You see, he had been used to having everybody inside his belly be quiet, be still, and do as he commanded. And since that woman came into his belly, there really had been quite a commotion. And so he yelled down, "Be quiet! Hey, you guys in there, stop all that moving around." And he thought to himself, "I have not known one moment's peace since I swallowed that woman." And now I'd like to ask you all a question. Do you think Unanana listened to the elephant? You are right. In fact, the yelling and moaning and groaning of the beast gave Unanana a good idea. Because he was groaning so much that he said, "You must be still, all of you. You are giving me a bellyache." Okay. Oh, that's not okay. Pointed right my direction. Excuse me. Well, Unanana had a great idea. She said to everybody, "Listen up. If this much movement causes him that much discomfort, maybe we all ought to jump up. Maybe we ought to have a revolutionary dance party. Come on and join me. If you can stand up and stomp your feet, the harder the better." That's right. Wiggle it. The more you wiggle, the more you'll be upset. So it was. The elephant called down, "Stop that dancing! Stop that music! Stop that movement! You need to leave my belly right now!" And Unanana asked him, "Well, how would you like me to leave your belly?" And the elephant said, "Any way that you can. I don't care, just get out." Nice dancing. Thank you, everybody. And so, with the very permission of the beast himself, Unanana drew out the sharp knife that she had carried for so many miles. And she cut a hole, a doorway in the side of his belly, and out they all tumbled! Well, often in stories and in life, the return journey is the hardest part. But not so for Unanana and her children, nor all the other people who had been rescued from the belly of the beast. They made their way back to their home along the animals' road without any more trouble. And Unanana became a very rich woman, because all the people she had helped save often came to visit her along the animals' road, bringing presents of goats and chickens, grain, furniture, clay pots. Yes, Unanana became rich indeed, so rich she could have lived anywhere. But Unanana said, "I'm not moving. I like it where I live, along the animals' road. This is where the action is." Yes, she did. Because Unanana loves action. Unanana Na 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 na. You may come and you may grab an instrument and make some noise with that. That's right. You can play this one? Absolutely. Come and make some. You gotta find a stick in that basket and hit it with, okay? Go ahead and hit the basket. It's okay, right? That's okay. The animals road. Thank you so much. You may play as long as you like, but when you are finished, go ahead and put the instruments back in the basket.